and she's obviously been heavily involved in the Biden administration. What was your favorite accomplishment of hers as Vice President of the United States?
As Vice President of the United States, she was bold enough to go to the border and tell people to stay home. People forget that. and in fact, more so, there are a lot of people who are misinformed, and there's a lot of misinformation going around. And so let's set the record straight, if I may.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, and today we're checking out a video from our guy James Klug. The link to that video will be in the description box if you'd like to check it out without my commentary. But he's out in Vegas, as we've seen him, over the past 3, 4, 5 months. Dude's been a lot of places, man. He was in Philly for a bit. He was out in, I think, Huntington Beach, California. Now he's in Vegas, interviewing people about their voting preferences. There is the first clip that you guys are going to see. It's to say the least. It's going to be pretty interesting. Some of you guys may laugh. Some of you guys may get upset by these characters, but we got to check it out, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And without further ado, let's go.
Biden administration inherited that border crisis. You remember the one that Trump said that he was going to build a big wall? I think he made it about 5 feet. Not just that, it was so garbage, that I think I could have made it through that wall. All I had to do was just open the door. But not just that. It was also done in a situation where they were advocating, not just advocating, but they also had a, what is that called? A bill that they were going to strengthen the border. And in fact, that bill didn't even come from them. It came from Congress, and they were with the bill prepared to sign. They negotiated and everything else. And guess what? Donald Trump called up all his buddies and said, don't vote for it because I want them to seem like failures. Guess what?
Mind if I ask you?
They're not. They're not failures. And in fact, when Donald Trump
How did they inherit the border?
This is a guy who thinks he knows what he's talking about, but he actually doesn't. This is a dude that watches CNN and MSDNC on repeat every day, all day, and then he vomits the talking points. So much so that he won't even let James ask him a question about what he's talking about, because it's obvious this dude has no idea what he's talking about.
Donald
if you don't mind me asking,
refused to put out that vaccine for the coronavirus and killed some 658,000 people. My friends that I went to college with also included. When that happened, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came in office and put that vaccine out.
Again, you seen the clue check. This dude has no idea what he's talking about, man. He has no idea what he's talking about. This is somebody who is delusional.
So let's stop playing. This is not a game. And guess what? This is about lives.
Do you mind if I touch on the border crisis, though?
You tried, and I got
no. But how did they inherit it?
Look at that. He don't even want to answer questions because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He just grandstanding.
About the border crisis.
Yeah. How did they inherit it?
They inherited because
The border crisis.
How long have people been coming across the border?
But under Trump's administration, they were seeing a 50-year low of border crossings. It then jumped to 8 times as much. So,
yep, 50-year low of border crossings. 50-year low. He put all kinds of executive orders out there. Stay in Mexico, or stay on the other side of Mexico mandate, so forth and so on. The list goes on of the mandates that were implemented via an executive order. And one of the first things that Biden did when he got into office is terminated all of those executive orders. Let's just keep it real.
That's a lie?
Yeah.
Why is that a lie?
Let me finish.
Flat out lie. I'm sorry.
It's actually not a lie. That's a fact.
Let's just be clear.
Your facts are lies.
During the Trump administration,
you know where I got that fact from?
That's the reason why people don't really want to vote for Harris, because men disrespect women.
Well, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm just trying to get.
Are you kidding me?
One point out. That's what.
He
That's
walked
it.
away.
Yeah. Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Oh, f***ing Donald Trump, what the f*** that bitch? That bitch is a f***ing...
Why no? Why no to Kamala?
Bro, she's been in office for f***ing four years and she hasn't done shit. Yeah. What has she done?
I had somebody telling me that she did a great job with the border crisis. What do you think about that?
What the f***? No, I disagree.
Excuse me, miss. Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Trump. Harris. Yep. Why is that?
I'm surprised. The sister said, Trump. See, the thing is that the people that aren't delusional, the people that have taken the time, just a little bit of time to start to do some research, the people that have lost their jobs, that's been laid off over the past 3 years, those people are saying, oh, heck no, man, we can't do another 4 years with this lady. We can't do that.
Because I'm a Democrat, man, lifelong.
Canadian, but Kamala all the way.
Trump.
Donald Trump. Definitely Kamala.
Donald Trump. Are we doing Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
You're Donald Trump. Why are we doing Donald Trump? Why are we voting for Donald Trump?
Because I had more money in my pocket when Donald Trump was president. I don't care about the politics. I'm about having money in my pocket.
Yeah. So your dollar was getting you further under Trump than this administration.
Okay. Now, I try to keep like an unbiased approach. And I say, okay, if I would vote for Kamala, why would I vote for her? Other than the fact that she's a black woman.
Is that a good reason to vote for Kamala because she's black?
No, it's not.
Why do you say so?
She hasn't done anything as a vice president, so why would I trust her as a president?
Right. So when it comes to the economy, you're trusting.
She hadn't done anything as a senator. She hadn't done anything but cause harm as an attorney general. And she for daggone sure hadn't done a whole lot as VP. What record is she actually standing on? Somebody in the comment section, Nev the Disruptor. I see you all the time. Name something that they have accomplished during this administration. Name one thing.
Donald Trump to handle the economy over Kamala Harris.
Yes, he's a billionaire.
That's fair enough. What would you say to somebody that's on the fence about who they're voting for?
I don't know, because this is actually my first time voting. So
No way.
I would just say go with your gut. You know what I mean?
We've heard people say, hey, Trump's racist. Is that BS?
I feel like most of the presidents were racist, so that really doesn't hold any weight with me. I mean, you know.
I guess if you.
But Trump's not racist. His track record doesn't show him as a person that does not like black people or Hispanic people. His track record just doesn't show that.
You have more money in your pocket. I don't care what's going on with whoever's leading the country. If it's better for me and my family and those around me, great.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think Trump's racist.
I don't either. I think it's just another way for them to throw us off.
The election's obviously coming up. Who are you voting for?
Definitely Donald Trump.
Why Donald Trump?
Because you look where we were 4 years ago when he was president to where we are now, not even close.
So you're just looking at, hey, am I better off now than I was 4 years ago? Answer's no. Let's go back.
Absolutely, and my opinion, Kamala Harris is a liberal, real far left, and I just feel like if you like Joe Biden, you're going to get more of that with Kamala. So,
you know, I was just speaking with somebody that was saying that one of Kamala's great accomplishments was going down to the border and saying, "Do not come." That's what this guy just said. He said that was a great, basically, display of maybe leadership. What would you say to somebody like that?
I would say I don't know what he's been smoking because she was the border czar, and the first day in office, their administration opened the borders, 100% opened them. So that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Not an accomplishment.
Yep. They literally overturned every Trump border executive order that he had implemented. They got rid of every last one of them, and look at what we have going on right now. Upwards of 20 million people crossed over into this country illegally. A lot of them are people that come from prisons. They come from, mental health institutions, so forth and so on. Obviously, there's a lot of people, fighting age men that have come over here from China. It's a mess. It's a mess. Plethora of people that have been on the terrorist watch list. It's awful, man. We have no idea who we've allowed to come over here.
Definitely not an accomplishment. No, it's a hindrance. I mean, there's violence. drugs. It's not good.
I mean, you're a Trump supporter. What are your thoughts about these assassination attempts that we've been seeing? There was 2 within roughly 60 days. What are your thoughts about that? Why does that keep happening? Who do you hold responsible? What's going on?
Well, I think, I don't know if somebody's trying to get rid of him. I don't know who's behind it. I'm not educated enough to speculate, but it's definitely not good. I mean, I got a family, kids. Why are you going to kill someone that's
Grandkids.
He's got a lot of money. He can do whatever he wants. He can play golf every day, but he's trying to fight for our country and be the president of the United States.
Wait,
I'll
so
just say
please get
this.
your
Well, he's fighting for the country, but people don't realize that Trump not only is a father, he has a very young son. Barron just turned, 18 years old, about to go to college, or maybe he's in college currently. And then on the flip side of that, he has a lot of grandkids. See, people got to realize that this vote, it's for us, but it's not really about us. This is about the future of this nation. What kind of country are you leaving to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren? Does that matter to you? Because if it does, you need to make sure that you're on the right side of history with things. Don't be a part of the problem that put us in, or don't be a part of the party that could potentially put us in some communist, socialist hellhole, you know what I'm saying? And turn us into something that the forefathers wanted us to steer clear, way clear of. Don't be one of those people.
During the Biden and Harris administration, they have those people who crossed the border and got separated from their children. They made sure that they got placed to where they're supposed to be, placed with their parents. Some of them were not placed because they were separated or they couldn't find their parents, but Trump didn't do that. He's the one who caused the problem. Harris is the one invited.
The separation was not Donald Trump's policy.
It happened during his administration.
It was already in place. He actually ended that by executive order.
No, he didn't end it.
The family separation?
If he ended, then why are you now saying that there's a problem now? He didn't end border crisis. If that's the case, you wouldn't be saying there's a problem now.
You were just talking about family separation, and now we're talking about the border crisis.
During the border crisis, yes.
Okay.
Don't you remember all those families that were separated?
So the numbers that we're seeing right now we've never seen numbers like this in the history of the United States.
Well, people are coming across. No president have ended it. Not Trump, not Biden, not Obama, not Bush. So it's not just their problem, it's our problem.
Right.
Okay? So when are we going to do something about it?
Well,
the reason presidents and stuff when they have to be.
Well, they undid policy that was working, that we found about a 45, 50-year low on illegal crossings at the southern border.
Not necessarily.
According to Customs and Border Protection.
You have to understand, during that time, it was during the pandemic.
Yeah. Before that was even low.
Oh yeah, during Obama's administration, yes, I'll agree with that.
Oh yeah, no, Obama did great too, but Trump did. But Trump continued that, and they implemented effective policy that got it really under control. One would be the Remain in Mexico agreement. It was working.
What happened with those families that came across and they were separated? That was not during.
We're talking about two different things right now, though. We're talking about the number of crossings versus family separation.
They came across. That's how they got separated. Yeah. Those families came across, and he separated those families.
Oh, that was the Trump administration.
That was Trump.
But that wasn't a Trump policy. He actually do you mind if I finish? Of course it does, because he ended family separation by executive order in 2018. So the policy was, when you get arrested, your child doesn't go to jail with you, because if you got arrested, would your child go to jail with you?
No, but
no.
That's
it was the same thing at the border.
It
was the same thing at the border.
It didn't occur when he separated them during that time.
What do you mean by that?
When the families were coming across, they were separated. They were treated inhumanely, and that was during Trump's administration.
You mentioned inhumanely. Right now, the Biden and Harris administration has about 300,000 children that came here illegally that are unaccounted for. Does that seem humane? Is that a good thing?
Only if you counted.
She won't answer that question. Over 300,000 children have come across the border illegally, and they lost them. These kids are unaccounted for. They do not know where they are. It is a mess. 5 to 10 years from now, when these children, especially the younger ones and their adults, those that do make it to adulthood, and they can tell their story, it is going to be heartbreaking what we're going to find out, the things that we're going to find out about what happened to these kids. It is going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be gut-wrenching, because I can only imagine what's happening right now. How many kids are being trafficked? How many kids are in some form of, slavery type situation. We have no idea what's happening, man. It's going to punch people in the gut. And people like these people that support this administration, this current administration, they're not even going to feel guilt or regret behind it. They're not.
I want to see your figures. Did you write it down?
I want to see.
Let me see your figures. I'm sorry.
I want to see.
Those numbers are from the federal government.
I want to see the videos and the videos that we film. Because during
Hey, you can look it up if you like.
during Trump, we saw it.
What was that, ma'am?
We
Sorry.
saw that they were being treated humanely. Where are the people that going over there photographing that or going?
People don't realize that the video that they took of the situation down there at the border, those camps and things of that nature, those were Barack Obama camps. Those things were happening during the Obama-Biden administration.
Over there filming that. We don't see that. Anybody
You
can
would
say
describe
anything.
what's happening
It's
right
like
now
the
as
vote.
humane?
Anybody who's treated unfairly is inhumane.
Yeah.
You know what?
Most deaths at the southern border
Slavery
right now?
was definitely inhumane, and everybody got paid for, what is it called? They got paid for
Reparations?
Reparations, except for black people. They don't want to even acknowledge it now. And
Do you
now,
think Kamala Harris
Trump
will Kamala Harris give reparations if she wins? Do you think?
I don't know.
Is that
But
important to you or no?
Right now,
Yeah.
it's not the first thing on the table. You know what's the first thing on the table?
Get rid of Trump.
It's not only that, but it's just
He's not in office right now.
Well, just making sure
I said
that
get rid of him. Take him to jail like everybody else who's a convicted felon.
Sir, the worst border crisis in American history, you guys. So how do we justify this? The worst border crisis in American history under Biden and Harris?
this is also an inherited thing, and people are coming across the border.
They inherited
No
they
accountability.
inherited
How do
a
you stop it?
50-year low border
How do you
crossings.
suggest that it stops?
Reinstating Trump-era policies, remain in Mexico, getting rid of catch and release.
Reinstating Trump?
Huh?
Does that mean reinstating Trump?
Nope. In 2023, they introduced HR 2 that would have included those
She
policies.
will come up with something. It really has nothing to do with Biden Harris. It has something to do with what she's going to do, and I believe she's going to
Well,
stop.
they were the one that undid the policies that were working.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So what policies have they put in that's going to work, or that is working?
They could they could
What
get rid of
policies
catch and
did they-
release.
Because they didn't just take it out.
Well, I'll tell you
It has
exactly.
to be replaced with something.
Do you want me to tell you what they did? So on week one,
My
they-
family, I gotta do
oh,
this.
really quick, on week one, they reinstated catch and release. They pulled out of the Remain in Mexico agreement. They halted construction of the border wall. And all of that said, okay, great. If you come to the country, you can seek asylum in the country. That's why we ended up with 3 million people entering the country per year.
Well, you know what? A lot of white people are benefiting from it.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, because
my
they,
gosh.
they can
It's-
hire
it's a
them
corporate
for,
position.
Yeah, but we're not.
But shouldn't we be raising wages for the American people and
Yeah.
not importing
Yeah,
cheap foreign
under
labor?
Under the Biden Harris, its wages have been raised. Under the Biden and Harris administration, wages have been raised.
Real wages are down under this administration.
But it hasn't. All statewide, their wages are down. And you know who pays?
Do you mind if I
People
ask?
like you and me.
Yes.
We pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Do you mind if I ask?
the government doesn't have anything to do with raising the wages. They pass it on to us, just like PG&E,
Right.
energy people. Whenever there's a disaster or problem, we have to pay, which is the reason why we need to be taken care of, which is what Harris is going to do. Take care of the middle class people.
You're making
so
a
that
great
we
argument
can
to not import
take
cheap
care of
labor.
The world.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
You're making a wonderful argument to not import millions of people for cheap labor.
Well, you know what?
You see what I'm saying?
They're not just coming from Mexico.
I didn't say that
I
they're.
know. What I'm saying is there are a lot of people coming all over. I'm not saying import them, but I'm saying, yes, they come over, but people are coming over from all over the world.
That's right.
And yet, they're utilizing them. I'm not saying that it's wrong or that it's bad, but, I think it should be done
I think
properly.
importing cheap labor, doesn't that just seem like it's hurting the American
paying
people?
us right either.
That's right. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Okay, bye bye.
Oh my gosh. Yo. How delusional and misinformed are you? Goodness gracious. How delusional and misinformed are you? Wow. Wow. The link to this video, the full link to the video will be in the description box if you guys want to watch this without my commentary. But Holy smokes, man. I can't believe there's people out there like this, man. Talk a lot, but don't know anything. They were just loud and wrong. Typically, that is the case. Typically, the loudest person in the room is typically the wrongest. That's typically the case. But goodness gracious, these people should be embarrassed. They really should be. These are the poster child. These are the poster children of people who watch MSDNC and CNN. That's all they watch. You can tell. You can tell. They've been force-fed the lies from Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow. They've been force-fed the lies. You can tell. You can see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, though. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up, and we'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.